Welcome back. This is the Whiskey Couch, where whiskey and food come together in delicious harmony. My name is Gustav and you are watching Whiskey Tasting and Food Pairing Review number 255, and it is the fourth video review and food pairing in this series that I'm doing on South African Three Ships whiskey. So I've already covered 3 of them, the whole series. I've got 7 that I'm going to do. This is number 4, and what an exciting whiskey that I've got for you today. From the James Sedgwick Distillery, founded in 1886, but producing whiskey only for the last 30 years. They also produce Bain's, apart from Three Ships. Bain's, very well known, Cape Mountain Single Grain Award winning whiskey. The master distiller is Andy Watts, awarded Master Blender and Distiller of the Year 2018 by World Whiskey Awards. And this distillery is situated in the Cape in South Africa, in the little town Wellington. It's owned by Distell Group Limited, who also owns Bunnahabhain and Deanston, the Tobermory and the Scottish Leader brand. The whiskey of today, 15-year-old. Now, at the time of release, this was the oldest whiskey available in South Africa, 15 years. Since then, there has been several 18-year-old releases of the Bain's Cape Mountain Single Grain Whiskey, finished in different casks, each of them. But at the time, the oldest whiskey, look at that, 15-year-old. It is finished in ex-Pinotage Cape red wine casks. Only 4,000 bottles released. So in a sense, limited. This is bottle 599 of 4,000. It is bottled at 46.2% ABV. Look at that. I couldn't find any information about chill filtration and coloring, but here we go. 15-year-old delicious Three Ships. It's a blended whiskey. Consists of single malts and grain whiskies, all of which 15 years old. And in the last year or so of its maturation, it spent time in the beautiful red wine from the Cape Pinotage casks. I believe this is the first whiskey finished in Pinotage red wine casks. I'm not entirely sure, but I have got a feeling that that may be the case. Look at the color there. According to the official website, you're looking at amber red with a red berry tinge. Amber with a red berry tinge. So here we go. On the nose, immediately sweet grain, probably because it's a blend. So you've got the grain whiskies. I'm picking up that sweet grain. Some cherry, some fruity wine. Vanilla, tropical fruity candy floss, corn syrup, toffee, honey. This is a delicious nose. And if you do the drop in the palm test, rub your palm fiercely so that the alcohol evaporates, and then what you're left with, fruity baked, freshly baked fruity scones is the aroma that you're left with in the palm of your hand. Sláinte, let's take a look or take a taste, see what's happening on the palate. Sweet, sweet, sweet and fruity. Sweet and fruity, and a hint of sweet wine, honey, toffee, sweet sherry, and then a little bit of lively spices. Tropical fruit going on. This is quite a complex blended whiskey. Strawberries, licorice, a lot going on. lingering, spicy, warm honey finish. The empty glass test, if you leave your glass after you finish this, after an hour or so, the aroma left in your glass, sweet grainy muesli. If you want to do that test with this whiskey, a few drops of water in the 46.2% ABV. What a lovely whiskey. 15-year-old. It's an easy drinker. It's a bit pricey though, for me, 1,500 Rand for a 15-year-old, but an easy drinking, delicious whiskey. So after a few drops of whiskey, a few drops of water, fruity, nutty cereal, but also strawberries and cream. Lot going on, complex nose, and the water released some more aromas. After the water on the palate, warm now, soft, smooth, sweet grain still there, but now a little bit more malt coming to the foreground, and the finish a little bit shorter after a few drops of water. This is it. Will it be my favorite out of the entire series of 7 Three Ships whiskey? I don't know yet. At the end, Elna and I will do a review and we will decide which is our favorite. So, for the food pairing, the official website recommends tiramisu dessert. There you go, tiramisu. I can't make tiramisu myself, so I fortunately got hold of this. It's a coffee-laced sponge layered and topped with mascarpone mousse dusted with cocoa. This sounds absolutely divine. Tiramisu dessert. Look at that. Tiramisu dessert. You can see the layered sponge there. Coffee-laced cream dusted with cocoa. And I've tried it. Let me tell you, it is fantastic. Melts in your mouth. The hint of coffee is there. The sweetness. Ooh, this is fabulous. It brings out some of the darker flavors in the whiskey. Darker honey, darker malt coming to the foreground, intermingling perfectly with the coffee hint that is in that dessert. Personally, I would give this pairing a 5 out of 5. This is an absolutely delicious pairing. And in the notes, there are some more recommendations for also savory pairings with this fantastic whiskey. Quite a good one in this series. Whether it will be my favorite, personally, my personal best out of the whole lot, we will see in the conclusion video right at the end of this series. Until number 5 in this series next time, take care, Slanger.